Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at Mike Lahoud and Nico Cantor's best 11 from the group stage. So to kick us off, we've got Nico, and we're going to just go back to front.
Yeah, Al Hilal has Yassine Bono in net. For me, the best goalkeeper of the group stage because he was essential in having the biggest team in Saudi Arabia progress into the next round. He stopped the penalty kick against Real Madrid, was man of the match in their second game against Salzburg. Didn't have too much to do yesterday against Pachuca, but he's my number one goalkeeper. Then if we can go to the back line, I chose a three-man back line. I chose Barbosa from Botafogo. He's been critical, sensational, really. What a defender that Botafogo has. Bastoni, I probably would have had Bastoni on the left-hand side, right? Swap those center backs. And then Gray, Auckland City's center back that scored the header against Boca Juniors in one of the more heroic moments of the group stage. I understand Auckland is out and blah, 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 what have you, but I think it's a story that in world football we all fell in love with. It came at the behest of the team that I support, but I'm going to put my emotions aside. That was epic. He scored against Boca, so hats off to you. He's got a story to tell. That's my only symbolic insertion into my 11. The rest are all founded on performances. All right, let's head into the midfield. I struggled to choose three, so I ended up having four guys in this midfield. Let's go from left to right. Vitinha, coming off of a grueling season, winning the Champions League, going straight to the UEFA Nations League Final Four, putting on a performance there, and then with PSG, yes, they lost to Botafogo, but he has been critical, has been playing a lot for PSG, and really instrumental in their success all around. They're through to the next stage in large parts because of Vitinha. Enzo Fernández, same for Chelsea, with the 2 assists in that one game. He's been really running the show, and we've seen, especially in a rotated side, he's still a constant. Jorginho for Flamengo, he pulls the strings. He's been so good, helping provide that upset, and Gregory has been awesome for Botafogo, the former Inter Miami man. The way that he puts out fires, that he covers so much ground in the midfield, I love it. Honestly, he got a yellow card in the 95th minute in their last game, which keeps him out of the next game for Botafogo, which is a massive miss. And that boneheaded move probably should have had me take him out of the 11. But if I'm looking at performances alone, save for the last minute of the group stage, he 100% has to be on this list. Three guys. Up top, we go with Igor Jesus. He scored the goal against PSG, the one that provided Botafogo with all this hope, the Copa Libertadores champion, beating the reigning Champions League champion Gonzalo Garcia for Real Madrid. When Mbappe has been injured or sick, whatever it is, he has shown up and in style. And Michael Olise, who terrorized everybody in the group stage that Bayern Munich was in, he looks good, he looks fresh, and I'm excited to see what's to come for him in this Club World Cup.
All right, I dig it. We're going to save Tony's opinions for the end, because Mike, you're going to take us through yours. What formation did you go with?
I went 3-5-2, so I love the back three, and I'm going to go Wake minds think alike, Nico. For everything you said, and I'm going to add, in that Pachuca game, he did come up with 2 big saves on Salaman Rondon when it was 1-0.
Yeah.
If it's 1-1, maybe some nerves, but they still get through. Now to the back three. You got to go with Bastoni because he's the most complete defender in the entire competition right now, and he's becoming one of the best defenders in the world. Nicolas Otamendi, for me, in that Bayern match, Benfica Bayern, he's a beast. Already has a goal in this against Boca off set pieces. He's a warrior, he's a leader. He will be a big reason why Benfica will beat Chelsea in the very next round.
Hot take Lahoud.
Yeah, I got plenty of them. I got my hot take cannon. Who am I shooting at? Hakimi. I can't leave Hakimi, Dreamy Hakimi. I can't leave him out of any team. He's the best fullback in this competition. And when he scores goals, you're in. Now to the midfield. This is where I got a little bit creative because, as we see in the midfield, I'm just going to get ahead of it. Back to the future. Jorginho's in my midfield. Jorginho makes the move, the assist, but he's that metronome factor for Flamengo and gets their attack going. That's not Jude Bellingham. It's Joe Bellingham, man. Joe Bellingham, the new move, already making an impact.
Come on, you guys knew
Tony
that.
Meola, sigh of relief. Pedro Neto, for me, I had question marks about him because there's a lot of competition in that wing position. And with Jamie Gittins inching closer to move to Chelsea, Pedro Neto is a certified starter moving forward with his goals. Fede Valverde looks reborn. Fede Valverde looks like the midfield general he is for Real Madrid. And the 3-5-2 I saw last night, he has to be in the team. And Jeremy Doku, end product Jeremy Doku, getting goals, looking like he has an idea of what to do in the final third. And the big reason why Pep Guardiola and Manchester City look sharp. Now in the final third, this is where my hot take cannon's on all over the place because Gonzalo Garcia, yes, he has to be in there. The finish that he had in the very last match, it reminded me of Raul, a young Raul coming in and just having the composure. But the FIFA Club World Cup for Inter, it's not about Lauti, it's about Pio Esposito. The big reason, we were saying that Pio Esposito, he's going to go out on loan. His performances have given him a lifeline that he is going to be at Inter for this season. The club wants to keep him because he has given them the confidence that he can be a squad player, he can be an impact player for Inter this season.
Look at this team. You look at Gonzalo Garcia, you look at Pio Esposito on your 11. I really consider putting Esposito in there. It's almost disheartening that there's a strong possibility that they might not be part of the squad's August forward.
So Garcia's what, 21, I think?
20 or 21, so yeah, something like
and
that.
Esposito's a teenager still, right? 19 years old. You guys picked two.
Crazy.
It's incredible. I think there's 3 overlaps here, right? The goalkeeper, Bastoni, and Garcia, right?
Jorginho.
Oh, Jorginho. Oh, yeah. Okay, so 4 overlaps. That's pretty interesting. You guys had 2 different formations. Gray, of course, that's the Otamendi, I think has been outstanding. I think he's been outstanding since he's gone to Benfica. Yeah, really interesting. I mean, you can pick so many players, but I love the fact that these young guys are making their way. You actually wanted to choose some young guys. And then how about Gregory you have in there, right? That they couldn't find a place really in the end in Inter Miami when Busquets gets there, like to use him, and all of a sudden he's here and breaking up plays every game.
Couldn't Inter Miami use Gregory?
Right now, 100%.
You think back to the last couple minutes, right? They get that win.
Yeah, against Palmeiras.
They definitely get that win if he's in there.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Garcia and Esposito. You talk about how young they are. They could, not really be featured next season, whether it's like a loan or something. Who do you think is most likely to play a role next season for their respective clubs?
Esposito probably, he's making a name for himself. But I think the club fears at 19 years old that he doesn't get enough minutes because they saw his growth at Spezia. He would have been at Spezia. We talked about it right during the week had they gotten promoted on the last day of the season, but they didn't. So a couple players are going to leave to play in Serie A. If he goes on loan, it will be somewhere in Serie A. They're trying to figure that whole thing out right now. But score goals and maybe you stay.
And Gonzalo Garcia has been smashing it for Real Madrid Castilla. He's ready for the next step. It's very clear, and he has the quality to play at the professional top flight, clearly showing it for Real Madrid. But there's so much depth in those forward positions that when push comes to shove and the season gets started and those matches are grueling, I don't know if he's going to carve out a position, a consistent
even with all those competitions,
position.
Even still,
You got Rodrigo, you got Masantuono, you got Endrick, you got Arda Güler, you've got all.
The list goes on and on. But as Nigel Real Coker always says, if you're good enough, you're old enough. We love you, Nige. Got a whole book of Nigelisms that we could go through.